Okay, right. I'll tell you a little bit about our doctoral training programs. To do that, well, for new technology, Mario now told us, and other speakers told us about the new technology we are developing. I think the most important challenge in meeting the future demands of new technology is appropriate training. Okay, that's fine. But I think to give a training, we need people called trainees, right? Their demand from the trainee side, yes, I can say that this is the quantum technology or quantum information and quantum computing and quantum sensors, and those areas are probably the most popular topic to definitely to physics graduates. And so how do we say that? I have been running the quantum CDT for the last nearly 10 years. And we never had a problem to fill in the 10 students into each cohort. I've seen the competition more than 10 to 1, nearly every year. So 2 years ago, we started a new program to train now, not just the physics graduates, but the engineering graduates to know about quantum and to start to launch a new technology. So that's a big challenge to them because they do not know quantum mechanics. And physicists say, wow, quantum mechanics to engineering graduates, no way, because this is the toughest subject for physics students to learn. Okay? But we tried, because if we don't, we never know. So we did. And surprisingly, we got, so for 10 studentships, we got more than 50 applications. That was big because, without any warning, we didn't go to any the open sessions of the graduate programs, but still 50 students applied to work with us. Okay. That tells you how popular this topic is. So the thing is, training, so appropriate training is important, and it is the most popular topic for science and engineering graduates to take. Let's say, I would say one of the most, because if I include engineering, I guess it has to be one of the most. So there is no need to worry about attracting the very talented students. 5 years ago, there was a Forbes article about the top majors for the class of 2022, because American magazines want to predict things, okay? So what will happen 10 years' time? So one of the things they listed was quantum engineering, okay? So that is true. Then you say, why Imperial? Okay, popular, training needed, that is fine. But why at Imperial? The track record of Imperial, so we have, the Imperial has produced the world-leading figures in quantum technology. You talk about quantum computing, quantum cryptography, sensors, and all those things. So take Germany. So the Max Planck director, one of the Max Planck directors was from Imperial, and the top professor, or Humboldt professor, was also at from Imperial. And take Australia, and the leading figure in Australia was from Imperial. So there are, mainly due to Peter's effort. Well, but anyways, that was the past. And now we are still continuing the tradition of leading quantum technology research in the UK and in Europe. Okay, here, if you type in, so Google happy physicist images, then you will find this figure. Okay, the top one is Einstein riding a bike. But the next one is this. So here's the man called John Stuart Bell. He is probably the most known quantum physicist. And he said this: I'm a quantum engineer. He didn't say he's a quantum physicist. He was a quantum engineer. But on Sundays, I have principles. That is exactly the thing we want to see in our students. Okay? So when we say quantum engineering, they do not have to go to the philosophy of quantum mechanics and so on. But so they know the quantum principles. Then they are equipped with entrepreneurship, and also we emphasize on team building. So in our CDT, we do not want our students to go to a library often. We want our students to go and see their fellow students and to discuss. In that way, we can build the engineering. Okay, so maybe by asking them to work alone, we can probably have one Nobel Prize winner. But that's not the end, right? We don't hate that, but that is not the end. That's not the thing. So, and also we want them to have innovative mind. So we always say to emphasize our students to come out from the comfort zone, because they have been extremely good. So we have 1/3 of our students. So we have the students from various backgrounds. 1/3 of our students from Imperial, and 1/3 from Oxbridge, and the other 1/3 from the rest of the UK universities. They come because they're very good. So because they have been very good, they want to stay in academia, and they won't stay in just physics research. So what we do is we encourage them to do other things. And engineering graduates, we accept it. We just encourage them to work also with physicists. That's what we do. Why? Because without engineers, the world will be like this. So we have 2 programs. As I said, we started the controlled quantum dynamics CDT about 10 years ago, and then, 8 years ago. And we started new program to train the engineering graduates to become quantum engineers. So for that is, in fact, Mario mentioned about the Center for Quantum Engineering Science and Technology. So we built this interdisciplinary center. That's because, so the reason why we thought this Quantum Systems Engineering Center was a good option to Imperial in particular, was because we have the top engineers, and also we have quantum scientists. And we should have a place to work together to develop the technology. And so the center is providing an arena for that. So we have various expertise on that. And this Skills Hub is a part of the Imperial Center. So as Mario said, Quest Imperial. So the CDT covers science to technology, and the Skills Hub, which is to train the engineers, covers from technology to engineering. Even though we don't have really clear boundary, but still that is more or less the program we are supporting. So around 25 students start each year to do their PhD. In fact, the first year program of that PhD, those 2 PhD programs, is to give the advanced quantum courses to the CDT physics graduates, while to engineering graduates we give basic quantum mechanics course, and we have the training in systems engineering, and and also then all those quantum technology courses. Once they finish the first 6 months in this, they go and have a short 6-month project. Okay? And during the short 6-month project, some people go and have the placement, and also they take one-week innovation course and the team building activities. And so that's for CDT. Outreach is also an important part, because when we started CDT 8 years ago, we thought that scientists should be able to communicate with members of general public. So this is a course, so that every week there is a lecturer giving a talk and working with the students to improve their presentation skills. And at the end of the course, in January, in January next year, there will be a quantum show. And our students will give a presentation in front of general public. We normally have the full audience, which is about 350, and they are paid audience. They pay. Okay, so and it has always been full, except 1 year when there was a tube strike. So what we wanted to think is this, what we think is this, probably not just 4-year PhD programs. This first-year program can be a standalone program. So if industry, if any of your, say, employees want to come and take this course to know more about this new technology, I think there is a possibility that we can have them and then to work with our students side by side. I think that would be one of the things we can do very easily. I mean, these objectives I have already told you, so to develop quantum technologies and to solve problems in a collaborative manner and so on. And also important thing is that we have a good, we have developed good links with other PhD programs or research programs worldwide. For instance, we have, one link is with Singapore, MIT, and Waterloo in Canada, and our partner in Vienna. So, yeah, and one thing we are very proud of is this. We believe in free market, so we take the research. So this is a program based on the funding from EPSRC. So most of the CDT programs, if you know, then those CDT programs are limited to the universities where they receive the funding from EPSRC. But we don't do that. We take it. We receive the projects from any universities where the quantum research is done in the UK, and the research topics to our students, so that if the Imperial academics do not really submit a competitive program, then all the students will go to other places. That we still do not exclude as a possibility, but then that does not happen. But anyways, we do. So about 30% of our students take external projects, and they are stationed outside. But they come back every month to work with us as well. So that's, so research topics we have is quantum materials and quantum computing, quantum sensors, and quantum nanophotonics, quantum communications, and quantum simulations. And we also allow our students to cook their own project with whoever supervisor they think they want to work with within the limits of our centers. We don't allow the students to do something like about the flowers or like the flower arrangement. Those are not allowed, but within our remit, they can also cook their own projects. And as I said, So we have, because we take it as a national resource, we have a huge network of collaboration. In particular, here academics, QT Hubs, Bristol, Sussex, UCL. So we listed the places where our students spent 1, 2, 3 years. The reason is this: we receive the national money. So this national money doesn't have to stay in only in the UK. The student has a freedom to work with the best person in the UK. That is that is what we think. So that and it is true that especially these small places, the individual researchers may be very talented and very good, but still they do not have a mechanism to hire talented students. We provide the students for that possibility. And we also work with industry. But I must be more honest. So we need more industry collaboration. And our students, as I said, they have been extremely good in their studies, so that they tend to stay in academia. But we want the support from the industry to let them know the world outside the academia, and they become more innovative and they become more engaged with the quantum technology and engineering development. For that, we need industry help. Also, we can help the industry by providing our research capabilities with you. And the students can also spend some time in the industry to find out what kind of research or what kind of realities the technology development is facing. So our students, as I said, one thing for team building and also to be active in organizing things. They organize their own summer school in various places, and they are given the budget. And once they are given the budget, the rest is what they have to do. So inviting the speakers, and also selecting the students and so on. So they like it. And one thing, we also like it as a staff member, because if we organize it, then all students do is complaining. Oh, well, this summer school was a waste of our time. Again, another waste of our time. But they organize it, they have ownership, and they love it. They always think that it was the best summer school they have ever had. And also they do a quantum show. That's what they do. And as I said, small amount, but they have to pay. So but the money goes to the Imperial College, so I do not know where what they do it with the money. I have never seen the money. Yeah. So our students, many of our students stay in Quantum Tech to work as a postdoc in Quantum Tech Hub, or they also join some of the quantum tech industry, for instance, the startup companies and so on. And data science loves to have our students. The last slide, we are very keen to collaborate with industry for joint research, joint PhD project, and so we can provide the best manpower you can have, and we welcome industry placement. It doesn't have to be a very intensive research placement. We want our students to see the realities and the industry environment. And we want to shape the next stage of quantum skills training together with industry. Yeah, so this is, in fact, the new slide I added. Another thing is not only the students, but also we have very good staff members. So these are the staff members working on quantum technology who joined this summer. So we had a very nice meeting yesterday, so Steve Coltemer working on quantum photonics, and Ricardo Sapienza working on quantum nanophotonics, and Michael Vanner, who is one of the pioneers in quantum nanomechanics, and Florian Mintert, not very new, but anyway, theoretician and quantum material person, Johannes, and you have already seen Mario, and Chongling is not new, but newly moved into quantum. So every year, the community is getting bigger, and these are the people, the top people from around the world. Okay, well, thank you very much.